So if you could tell me in brief what is this all about. I have already read something about it, whatever materials is available on the net. So if you could throw some light on this, how did this concept come into being and all that?
Yeah, I mean, I will tell you whatever I know, and of course, whatever I say is purely based on my own understanding, my interpretation, because I'm not officially involved in GMC. So therefore, whatever statements I make, it doesn't really reflect any kind of official statement or official opinions.
That at times, even in an unofficial capacity, you can play a much larger role than in official capacity.
Yes, this is what I'm hoping. This is what I'm hoping. Basically, yes, in whatever way, small, big way that I can contribute towards this bigger objectives. So yes, you're right. I mean, this is what I'm also hoping. And as I said, officially, I'm not part of that. And now, yeah, just to give you, and also, Miss Tilotama has actually shared that you all must be working on a book project or something on
Right.
GMC.
Right.
So my suggestion would be maybe at some point you should also get in touch with some people directly involved in GMC, so that you'll be able to get some more official kind of a statement or information, and many other informations which we may not be aware of. So this is something I want to strongly.
Absolutely.
And now my session with you all, basically I'll be trying to give you a kind of a bird's eye view, you can say, of GMC. So are you ready to listen?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Have you lost Miss Tilotama?
No, she is there.
Okay. Okay, so GMC, I mean, means Gelephu Mindfulness City. And Gelephu is the name of a place, existing place. It is in southern part of our country, bordering the Indian state of Assam. And as of now, Gelephu, Bhutan is made out of 20 districts. So Gelephu is in one of these districts called Sarpang in the south. So now GMC, the heart of GMC, you can say, is Gelephu. Gelephu is also one of the, in terms of the ranking, it could be like fourth or fifth largest town or city in our country. And therefore the name of the city as of now is being carried by Gelephu. And the area of GMC, it expands almost like 2,500 square kilometer, which, I mean, for understanding, is supposed to be larger than Singapore, 2,500 square kilometer. And it is...
This is mostly plain land, right?
Yes, mostly plain land. Yes, you're right. And it is, as I said, is bordering the Indian state of Assam.
On the foothills.
So you can say it is in the foothills of the Himalayas. And GMC will be organized, or I mean it is now, a special administrative region, SAR, meaning the laws of Bhutan as a country will not be relevant or will have influence or have authority over GMC. So GMC will have its own governance, its own judiciary, its own, financial, everything. Maybe even the currency. What we hear is will have its own currency for that matter. So therefore, it is going to be a special administrative region, and
This is what is one country, two system, right?
exactly. That's what our His Majesty has said. It is going to be a one country, two system. But the vision is maybe once this city is fully formed, established, which could be after 10, 15 years. I mean, this is what we are hoping. So maybe after another 30 years down the line, then again GMC will get dissolved, and it will become part of Bhutan. So for next 30 or 40 years, it will operate as a separate entity, as a separate country or whatever. I mean, what you want to call it, and then finally it is going to come as one country and one system. But presently, now it is going to be operated as one country, two system. So that's the kind of overall, and it will have its own governance like CEO, and I mean everything. It will be different, and
That will not give rise to any kind of legal or compliance related problems, administrative problems, because within one country, if two systems persist, how is it going to be operative?
No, so it will have its own law. It will have its own judiciary. So and also the law, the governance, the judiciary, the finance, the everything that we are going to do in GMC will be in a way first of its kind, in a good sense. So it will be almost like, you know, the best possible ways of doing things. In essence, whatever we do there in GMC will be guided by the principle of mindfulness. Therefore, the name of the city, I mean, the city carries this name, mindfulness. And when we say mindfulness, what we are also saying is that city will be first of its kind. Basically, it will be a model for a city, how a city should be in 21st century and beyond, maybe in 22nd century, and basically trying to avoid the mistakes or the things that are not working in the as of today in our world. So those will be all avoided, and it will come up with its own new system that will be in perfect sync with nature, people, in a perfect harmony, and also this will be highlighted by principles of mindfulness, sustainability, and more importantly, the spirituality. So this will be, and of course, good governance. So these are the kind of four main principles: economic dynamism with mindfulness, spirituality, sustainability, and good governance. So these will be the key elements. So and what we are saying is there never has been such a city so far on this earth. So it's going to be first of its kind. And the vision is why we are doing this. Why His Majesty is, you know, this is creation by
So
our
this entire thing
king.
will be built by the at GMC administration, or you will build the infrastructure and then you will throw it open to private players as well?
Okay, so no. Before that, I was just saying this is a big. I mean, to me, I call myself as a creativity catalyst these days. Creativity catalyst. So to me, I see GMC as one of the biggest work of creativity in our present times, and I also like to humbly refer to our king as one of the greatest creativists of our 21st century. This is what I feel. Because this is a really, as you say, there was never such a city. So it's really a work of creativity, and it is. It came from the from our Majesty. Yeah. So now why we are doing this? Why is His Majesty coming up with this such an initiative? Is for two reasons. One is, of course, for our own country, and you know that our own country economically we are not doing so well. We are still struggling in terms of economy. But in terms of happiness, in terms of environment, in terms of cultural preservation, we are doing very well. And you know that for last 30, 40 years, we have been following, Bhutan has been following this development philosophy of gross national happiness. And by that philosophy, we have to have this balanced approach to development, meaning we cannot, fully go after the economic development. So therefore, I personally feel we have been lagging in the economic part, but on cultural, environment, and governance part, we have been doing very well. For example, you know that Bhutan, the democracy came in 2008. Before that, we are a monarchy, and the story, I mean, how democracy came to a country is again maybe first of its kind in the history of our world, because democracy in our country was actually gifted by our monarchs, by our fourth king, who was at that time the reigning monarch, and people actually resisted. People said, no, we don't want democracy. We are not ready. I mean, we are already so comfortable and happy with the king as our head of government. So people really made a genuine kind of a request and resistance that democracy should not come. But despite that, His Majesty pushed this, and finally, of course, in 2008, we became a democratic constitutional monarchy. So therefore, in terms of governance, also we are doing so well. So what is lacking is in the economy. So therefore, GMC, while will also continue to do, in fact, do more on these three elements: the cultural preservations, the mindfulness, the spirituality, the sustainability. This will be also very strong, but at the same time, the economic part will be also there. So therefore, we believe that Bhutan will also benefit from the economic development that will come by establishing this GMC. So that is one objective for our own country. Second is more of a universal and global. So we are aspiring, hoping that GMC will be developed or grow into a city that will be regarded as a model city for 21st century, wherein basically a city that is in a perfect sync with nature, people, mindfulness. So something almost like a Shangri-La. I mean, if you know what I mean, the Shangri-La concept. So
Right.
once Gelephu Mindfulness is fully developed, I mean, this is my imagination, it will be almost like a Shangri-La. I mean, of course, just know Shangri-La is a term that we know what it means, but as of now, maybe there is not there in this world. It is supposed to be something hidden, heavenly-like place. So maybe GMC will become that way. I mean, that's my kind of imagination. Now, coming to your question, who is going to invest? I mean, who can come there? I mean, is it something that GMC is going to build and others can, So what is going to happen is, I think, we are already looking, His Majesty, the team from GMC, led by His Majesty, they are already looking for like-minded people all over the world. His Majesty has been traveling a lot and basically exploring and looking for people who have both money and also the knowledge, expertise to support this philosophy, this great initiative for mindfulness. So if it is matches, then I think they can come and be a part of this, and I think they have already identified. For example, I think maybe you have already heard from India, Mr. Adani is already registered himself as one of the founding members of, I think, GMC. So he's already investing here in the past. Similarly, from all over the world, I'm sure there are many people who will be part of this. So therefore, like for example, Adani, I think he's going to invest in the hydropower there, most probably. And similarly, some other investor will also choose some other particular line of enterprise or business or an area, and they will also put investment there, but under the principle of mindfulness. So there will be a whole checklist, because in GMC it is not just the money. Even if you have a lot of money, and if you want to invest, if you can invest, but it will be not an automatic. Just because you have a money to invest, it's not that you can come in here and invest. So they will be, I'm sure, taken through a whole series of checklists, and only if they fulfill those checklists, then they will be invited. So it will be more of on invitation. So any investor partner who wants to be part of GMC, is not that anybody can come there and be part of it. No, of course they can apply, and then the whole process, they will go through the whole process, and finally if they qualify, then they will be invited to be part of
there
it.
will be some screening mechanism.
Yes, strong screening mechanism, and what I understand is the biggest criteria will be the mindfulness in whatever they are going to do, and also the spirituality part and the sustainability part. This will be some of the key areas. So it is going to be a global city, in other words. So it's not just for Bhutan. Of course, Bhutanese will also participate, but more than Bhutanese, I think it will be more of a global city. And also those people who are coming, looking for a different model, a different way of doing things. So in this, I think this is what GMC that I can talk about. But as I said, I am not a competent authority on this, nor an official part of this. But as a citizen, we have been involved. And last week, I was there with a team of students from a nursing school, and we were there for 5 days of volunteering. And now let me share a little bit on this. And the voluntary that we participated, it is supposed to be the 5th one. So already 4 volunteers such program has taken place. And what happens is, from time to time, regularly the GMC office, they make a public announcement. Okay, now we have scheduled the next volunteer program, and then people on their own, we can register. Like for example, I registered for the 5th one, and then we got registered, and then we go on our own to that GMC, that area. And just now the work has just started. So for example, what I did in my 5 days at GMC volunteering is, we were given a place in GMC. Just now it is almost like a forest, and we were clearing the bushes there and trying to make a clear, dig, and then plant the grasses like napier grasses for actually elephants, because the wild elephants there. So we were actually trying to create an ecological corridor, and it was right at the border between India and Bhutan. So we were involved in that work, trying to create an ecological corridor. We planted grasses, and then also we created some water ponds, water bodies for elephants to come and drink water there. So like this, some people are involved in clearing and doing work physically, because the international airport work on international airport has also started. So different people are engaged. And in the last volunteer program, we were officially registered at 8,000. 8,000 was the limit, but then it so happened people were so enthusiastic that almost like double that number came there. So another 7,000 came without getting registered. Anyway, they wanted to come. So it landed up that we were almost like 15,000-16,000 in GMC in the last volunteer type program. And just before I came on call with you all, I saw a post in a Facebook or somewhere. The next volunteer program has already been announced, and it is sometimes in April 10 to 12, something like that, I think. So this is going to continue. So the work now started in full swing. The international airport is being built, and some infrastructure, some big Buddhist monuments are already, 1 or 2 in the last program. I think 1 or 2 like almost ready. So some huge monuments are coming. Like for example, a replica of the Mahabodhi stupa in Bodh Gaya, that's going to come in Gelephu, and another, the big stupa in Nepal, Kathmandu, the Buddhist stupa in the place called Bauda. That replica, maybe even bigger than that, is going to come in GMC. So similarly, many big monuments are going to come in GMC. So therefore, we also see that GMC in future can be also a Dharma city. Yeah, maybe I'll stop it here. I think
yes,
I've talked too
you
much,
were
so
one of
thank you
the
very much.
key forces, instrumental in promoting Bhutan's tourism for several years. Now, how important would be tourism in this GMC?
Oh
Tourism
yeah,
will also
so
play a
tourism is going to
crucial
be
role here, right?
a very important part of that, definitely, because as I tried to explain, that city is going to be totally different. There is no such city in the world, so therefore, I'm sure people are going to, come and come and see that place. So tourism is going to be a big thing there, and of course, that is again the principle of mindfulness. So even the tourism will be a bit different how it will be organized there.
So
You
there'll also be an ethics committee to govern this whole thing.
Pardon?
sorry?
An ethics committee? Will there be like an ethics committee?
I'm sure. Yes. So those details I wouldn't know, but I'm sure there will be.
So one question that comes to my mind is, since you all are advocating this one country two system philosophy or policy kind of thing, if a particular region grows or develops, then I fear there can be some kind of discrimination also between two regions or maybe among regions, because one particular region will develop very fast while the others will kind of lag behind.
Yeah, that's also possible. But then we were our His Majesty the King is very much aware of this situation, and in fact, I remember His Majesty explaining uh, that in fact what we are trying to do with one country two system is basically GMC will be developed in that very high standard. It will be at the world's high standard. Whereas Bhutan, as of now, our development status is quite low. We are just graduated into a middle income country, so we are still very low. Now, the hope and the strategies that as GMC is being developed, we are hoping the whole rest of the Bhutan is also going to try to catch up. So, therefore, simultaneously, the Bhutan, except Bhutan minus GMC, will also try to fast track our initiatives, our development. So therefore, by, as I said earlier, in another 30 years time or maybe 40 years time, we are hoping. Not hoping. That's the plan. That's the vision. GMC will get dissolved and will be back as one country. So there will be no GMC. Then the GMC will be dissolved, and then it will become, I think, Bhutan. Back. So meaning by then the rest of the Bhutan would have also caught up with GMC. So that is the plan. That is the big plan. So therefore, now at least the whole population, Bhutanese citizens, we are very clear. Maybe initially, as you have rightly pointed out, maybe some of us felt that. Why Gelephu? Why not, in Bumtang? Why not in Thimphu? Why not in Paro? Because that country, that place is obviously going to benefit. They are going to develop fast. So definitely, this concern was there. This question was there in the beginning, but now His Majesty has officially explained this. Now I think we are very clear.
And
Yes.
all these, or majority of the inbound tourists also would like to, kind of go to that particular place only because of obvious
Yes.
reasons. Once that region gets developed, this inbound tourists, or a majority of the inbound tourists will go to that place only.
But the
Yeah.
rest of Bhutan is so beautiful. I don't think anybody would, once you get there, you want to see a few more things.
Yes.
Every corner to corner of that country is beautiful.
Yes. So yes, as Tiltama has said, Bhutan, GMC also will have its own attraction, but Bhutan, rest of the Bhutan will continue to have its own pull. Yes.
As I could make out, the main focus industry sectors would be education, healthcare, wellness, spirituality, then green energy, sustainability, etc. So all these will be developed following some kind of a global standard, or it will follow a kind of, as you mentioned, a Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist doctrine, or typical to Bhutan, or it will have a global character in nature.
No. Uh, it will be referring to all the global standards, but for GMC, based on all those, GMC will have its own standard, and that standard is going to be the highest as far as we understand. So it will create a new standard actually. So therefore, as I was saying earlier, GMC will develop into a model city for the world. So meaning, as of now, that standard is not there. So we are going to create one. For the time being, what we have learned is, for example, the financial kind of a standards system. We are told we are presently using what they are using in Dubai. I think UAE in Dubai. I think they have some very good way how the finances are being governed and used. So we are kind of adopting or using that. Similarly, even in the governance part, I think we are also trying to start with one that's being used in Singapore, for example. So presently, of course, we are studying, the team of GMC is studying. So, for example, even in judiciary, I think they are going to study judiciary, the best of the judiciary system in the world, and then they put together and make one for GMC. Yeah.
It will be act local, think global kind of thing.
Yes. Learning from the global experiences, and then you create one, the best one.
And in terms of architectural designs, and will it have a typical ethnic Bhutanese look, or maybe it will also be like any other global city?
No, it will be very much Bhutanese architecture. In fact, that will be one of the highlights, because we already have already on social media, how our airport is going to look like. I mean, the engineers have, architects have already designed it, it's already available. And there we see the airport architecture is, you can see the Bhutanese design. Of course, not exactly like what we have here today, but kind of an improved version of Bhutanese architecture. But at a glance, you can say, oh, this is a Bhutanese architecture. So it will be very much Bhutanese.
Yes. Inside there will be all global or international standard amenities and facilities.
Yes.
Exterior look will be kind of Bhutanese, ethnic. Yes.
And one unique feature will be, what I understand is, it will not have a high-rise buildings. I don't know what will be the maximum, but it will be definitely low-rise. There will be no big, huge concrete building. I don't think so.
There is often a debate globally, development versus environment. So while developing this particular place within Bhutan, how will you ensure that environmental causes, environmental issues are protected to the fullest extent?
I don't know exactly how, but it will be done, because even Bhutan, as of now, we are quite, as I said earlier, we are doing very well on the environmental conservation. In fact, we are the first carbon negative country, and we are still carbon negative. And our constitution, Bhutan as a constitution, warrants that our country be under forest cover minimum of 60 at all times, and we are still under like 75% of our countries under forest cover. So we have a very strong environmental policy. And as I said, GMC, one of the pillar is sustainability, environmental friendly green technology. So when we do this, I'm sure this will be taken care. It has to be taken care. I think there is no option or compromise on that. Definitely not. So in fact, GMC will be doing much more than what Bhutan has been doing so far. And why I'm saying this is for people to understand. I'm sure you know that Bhutan has been pursuing our development philosophy as a gross national happiness. Now GMC, we are being told, we understand that GMC is being labeled as GNH, 2.0. The next level of GNH is GMC. So therefore, all the standards, all the will be kind of upgraded when it comes to GMC.
So when do you expect these things to be ready, at least in the first phase?
We hope the plan is the international airport will be ready by 2029.
In 3 years from now.
So yeah, so then maybe in another 5 years time, I'm sure we can actually start seeing the future GMC. I mean, that's my, of course, as I said, these are not official statement, but my understanding.
And going by the concept that you are executing there, do you think that this particular place, GMC, can eventually emerge as a kind of global conferencing hub as well, because it will be a model place, model city kind of thing, with taking care of the environmental aspect as well?
Definitely, yes.
And what are your ideas about? I know you propagate this philosophy called high value, low volume. So when it comes to tourism, so what is the idea, if you could explain?
No, so high value, low volume has been our tourism policy for last 50 years in Bhutan. Now in GMC, I don't know whether they will adopt that policy or not adopt, I don't know. But whether they adopt that policy or not, it will be sustainable. It will be mindfulness tourism, definitely. But the high value, low volume is an official kind of approach of Bhutan. I mean, just now we're in Bhutan, yeah. So in Bhutan, this policy will, I believe, will continue to be pursued. And again, even here, I have to make a disclaimer here. Since you are a journalist, I don't know, in case if you happen to write on this is not an official statement. I am no more a government citizen. I mean, official. I exited officially in 2025 March. So I'm as of now private citizen, but I'm very much involved in taking or pursuing this tourism. So in fact, I'm almost like ready with the publication of my book on high value, low volume tourism. So therefore, even in that book, I make a disclaimer that these are all my personal views, and in no way any of this should be taken as a government or official views. So this is the disclaimer I want to make here. So after having made this, I personally believe Bhutan will continue with high value, low volume, because it is in the interest of Bhutan, and also for the world. I mean, for the world to, at least to have an example of sustainable tourism in practice, because we know that in the rest of the world, tourism is not so kind of regulated, and because of that, there are so many ills of tourism, especially mass tourism, over tourism, and because of that, I mean, the original vision or objective of tourism, I mean, is actually for a traveler to to have a good time, peaceful time, wherever you go. I mean, that is the original vision of tourism. You want to take a break from your normal kind of work life, and then go to some place and where you have a complete peace of mind, enjoy, relax. So that used to be the original kind of the vision. But over the years, because of the way tourism is being managed or practiced, in most places, those kind of environment is unfortunately not there. So whereas in Bhutan, as Ms. Tilotama has been endorsing, in Bhutan we still have that. You come to Bhutan and you go to any places, you can still have that kind of atmosphere in the environment to have this, So therefore, I believe it is in the best interest of our country, and also for the world. I mean, so yeah, this is what I want to say.
This philosophy, high value, low volume, can be justified, kind of, is it because that when you look for or look forward to higher volume, there is some kind of apprehension or fear of environment, a lot of damage is being caused to the environment, because the moment people start coming in huge numbers, that somehow there is always the risk of causing some damage or harm to the environment also.
Yeah, I can say, yeah, basically that is the background, I think, context. So high value, low volume. Now, in general, I think that's how it's being interpreted. But in our context, when we say high value, low volume, so high value is also the monetary value that is attached for a visitor to come to Bhutan. So that could be also one interpretation, that when you come to Bhutan, I think maybe you need to pay a higher kind of a tourism levy, for example. But in our policy, how we also explain is not only that. So high value is also a high value experiences that we offer to the visitor.
In terms
They
of
pay
services
something.
also.
Yes. So that is the high value part. So high value in terms of the visitor's experience, that they should really value, their experiences, their time in Bhutan as a visitor. The low volume is also, definitely you are right, is about the number of the visitors coming to our country. So but very often people say that, okay, in Bhutan, the number of visitors that will be allowed is already fixed, limited. So they believe, suspect that there is already a kind of a fixed number of visitors that can be visited in a year. But in reality, that's not the case. There was never a time in Bhutan, last 50 years, wherein we had to cap or fix the number of visitors. There was never a time. But the policy envisions that in case there is a situation wherein the number of tourist visitors is really increasing, and we as a destination, as a host country, if we believe that we will be not able to give them this high value experience, then we can regulate, we can cap the number. Okay, now this year we see that maximum number based on last year, we will only 500,000, because if we exceed more than 500,000 in 2026, for example, then we are going to compromise on the high value experiences for visitors. So therefore we want to cap there. So this is in essence what we talk about high value, low volume is our understanding of the tourism policy.
Right.
But again, I want to highlight, there was never a case wherein we have to cap this. So people are still coming, those who want to come.
Many countries in today's context have introduced this this what is called film tourism, to promote tourism in that particular country or a particular place. So what would be your take on this? Once a film is made at a particular location which is scenic, panoramic, then it kind of generates interest among the potential tourists also.
No, officially we are encouraging this, but I think we are not really going all out.
Aggressive.
Yeah. Yes, but case by case, I don't remember, but there were a few instances, I think, wherein there was some filming done here. But in our tourism strategy, I think that is one of the strategy. If necessary, we need to use Bhutan as a location for international filming, and which would definitely promote tourism. But I don't think as of now we have really ventured into this fully. But this is definitely going to be one possible strategy which we need to promote to Bhutan.
Thank you. It was actually wonderful and fascinating talking to you, Mr. Doji. Hope to catch up with you very soon, either online, virtually, or going there physically. I am also planning to go there, so maybe I'll catch up with you personally.
You're most welcome. Yes, get in touch, and I'm sure I.
আনন্দ আর ভালোবাসার দীপ্তিতে গড়া সমুজ্জ্বল পরমা। ঠিক তোমারই মতো। শ্যাম সুন্দর কোম্পানি জুয়েলার্স, আগরতলা, উদয়পুর, ধর্মনগর, কলকাতা।